What's up, sports bettors? I have 5 NFL unders to 20x your money this weekend. We're going to go through it. And guess what? Best of all, as you already know, every single bet is sharp and mathematically profitable. All unders. So we're going to be playing this on Underdog Fantasy. So this platform is, pretty interesting. And there's no really magic for why we started doing more videos on prize picks as compared to Underdog Fantasy. It's really pretty simple. Underdog Fantasy offers better payouts than prize picks does for 3-pick and 5-pick entries. So it's easier to find sharp bets, right? If there's a lot more betting opportunities on FanDuel, we'll do betting videos on FanDuel. If there's more opportunity on prize picks, we'll do more videos on prize picks. So you'll notice on prize picks, right, 3-pick entries, you're getting 20 to win 100. On Underdog, you're getting 20 to win 120. 20 to win 120, 20 to win 100. It may seem like these differences are kind of small. They're massive, right? Absolutely massive if you want to be a sharp, profitable bettor. It's the difference, as we've kind of explained in other videos, between getting minus 122 and minus 141 implied odds, right? So the juice essentially doubles when you're betting at plus 400, like on prize picks, compared to Underdog Fantasy, which is giving you plus 500. So again, really the purpose of this OddsJam YouTube is ideally to kind of help you learn how to use data to inform your betting decisions, right? So one of the first picks we're going with for this weekend, as an example, is Tom Brady under 275.5 passing yards on Underdog Fantasy. Why do we like it? So what we want to do as a sharp bettor, is kind of look at all the data in the market and be like, do we like this play? And what you'll notice is FanDuel, they have Tom Brady's passing line at 263.5, right? So maybe 2 completions away, maybe 3, 1.5, whatever, but like pretty big jump, right? FanDuel and Underdog Fantasy are 12 yards apart in where they're setting Patrick Mahomes' passing yards line, right? Now, 265.5, you have PointsBet. 269.5, you have Caesars and DraftKings, and Caesars has the under favored. And then 270.5, you have Pinnacle and Prize Picks. So, long story short, 275.5 on the under seems pretty great. Like, we're getting a lot of improvement on Underdog. So this play showed up on the OddsJam middle betting tool, right? So the middle betting tool, all it shows you is where are sportsbooks setting the line at different levels, right? Just at different levels, period. So on Underdog Fantasy, the line is very far, 275.5, from where FanDuel's setting it at 263.5. It's 12 yards off. So that's a pretty big jump. So essentially that informs us that, hey, there could be a really great betting opportunity here. And that's called middle betting, right? So one thing you could do as an example of a strategy that pro bettors, sharp bettors implement is what they'll do is they'll play the over on FanDuel, over 263.5, and they'd play the under on Underdog, under 275.5. And if Brady, as an example, has exactly 270 passing yards, you cash your under on Underdog, you win your over on FanDuel. So you essentially, you have this small window of opportunity where you're going to win both your over and your under. But one bet will always win at the minimum. So middle betting is very like low risk strategy, but it also just shows you, interesting betting opportunities where sportsbooks are setting the line at different levels. So as a sharp bettor, you can browse odds completely for free on OddsJam. Kind of any sport you want to look at, table tennis, boxing, ATP, WTA tennis, you can browse odds for free and just always look for value. I mean, when I was a quant on Wall Street, all people care about is data, and it's no different in sports betting. You talk to any pro sports bettor, anyone who does this for a living, any sharp bettors, all they care about is market data, looking at where lines are set, where are the discrepancies, right? They're not the guys, the people who do this full time for a living aren't the people who are currently smoking weed watching highlights of Tom Brady. It's not the people who make money sports betting, right? So looking for value, looking for line discrepancies is how you get an edge over the book long term and find value. So play number one, long story short, is going to be that Tom Brady play, under 275.5 passing yards. Play number two, I found this on the new OddsJam screen. So this tool is pretty cool. It's just kind of a different way of presenting you data, right? So like what it allows you to do is just kind of like browse odds side by side. So, you can kind of like compare lines side by side, whatever. Pretty cool. So what I noticed when I was kind of looking here, because all of OddsJam tools are based in data, there's no BS, is KJ Osborne, all the sports books are setting his receptions line at an OU of 2.5. So if we actually go to the Vikings game, which we can do right now, so we can go over to the Vikings game and get off the screen, take a sip of my drink, is what you'll notice is like, hey, all the sports books are basically setting his line at over under 2.5, and then just casually, we're at 3 on Underdog Fantasy. So that is another play I went with. Again, just using data, like the jump from 2.5 to 3 is going to be pretty massive. So I ended up playing the under 2.5 for KJ Osborne. So under 3, I apologize. Under 3 on Underdog Fantasy. So just browsing odds, finding opportunities. Then I also had Curtis Samuel, under 50.5 receiving yards. So that's play number 3 in Commanders Cowboys. And then we had Saquon Barkley, I hit the max on. This play's incredible. So this was an EV bet, right? And a 3-pick entry on Underdog or a 5-pick entry, you're going to be getting minus 122 implied odds. So basically you always want to play, when you're betting on Underdog, you always want to play 3-pick entries as opposed to 2-pick, because you're getting, much better implied odds, right? You're getting, a lot less juice than is baked into a 2-pick entry, right? Same with what we explained about prizepicks. Their 3-pick entries, they pay out a lot less. So you definitely would prefer to go with it on Underdog if you can find the good bets. If you can find good bets, right? So what I ended up going with is Saquon, we already played. So this one I couldn't rebet. Russell Wilson, we already played. I couldn't rebet it. Lamar Jackson, we already hit the max on. So like if I went to Lamar, under 1.5 passing TDs, and we went to Saquon over 3.5 receptions, you'll notice they're like, you hit your max or whatever they say. Let's see what they pull up. I'm not sure why it's taking so long, but yeah, you hit your max of 350 on both players. Contact us for questions. It's like, okay, whatever. So the play I ended up going with is Justin Jefferson under 6.5 receptions. So that makes play number 1, 2, 3. Maybe we did take Russell Wilson as the 5th pick. We'll have to see. So, oh no, the last play I have I really like though. So the next play I went with is, let's go ahead and let's kind of open it up, is an arbitrage bet. So kind of using all of the OddsJam tools, which are based in data to find line discrepancies. So arbitrage will just show you like where are sports books, betting opportunities where you can bet on both sides of the market and earn a risk-free profit. And what you'll notice is most sports books have Patrick Mahomes' passing TDs line at 1.5. Heavily juiced towards the over, right? Minus 204. But what you'll notice is on on Underdog, the line is at an OU of 2.5, right? So the only point of comparison is PointsBet, which is pricing this at minus 180, right? Which is quite insane. So what we can do is we can go to DraftKings, and I don't think they have, if we go to passing touchdowns, I don't think they offer alternates on any sports book for passing TD props. I could be wrong, but this play seemed pretty great at the time I bet it. So we can go here and we can go to passing, touchdowns. So 3+ is plus 195. Right, which is over 2.5. So that jump from over 1.5, which is minus 185, this is incredible. Actually, this is insanely profitable. We want to max that. So we already have Mahomes in a few spots. So we have Mahomes for 275 total. So we want one more play, if possible, on Mahomes under for 475. So what we can do is we can go here and we can say screw Patrick Mahomes. Let's take the under on his passing TDs. And then we can go here and we can refresh this, and then we can go here. And hopefully that's helpful to you. This is you can get Patrick Mahomes 3+ passing TDs at plus 195. We're getting this, So what have we not hit the max on? That's kind of the question next. But maybe we turn this into another video and we call it a day. But I think we'll just go ahead and, that looks fantastic. So we can go with A.J. Dillon. That's one option. Over 12.5 rushing attempts. We can go with Justin Jefferson under 6.5 receptions, or Judy over 3.5 receptions in Broncos Raiders. So it kind of depends. You can kind of take a look and determine. But I think what we'll go with is Justin Jefferson under, A.J. Dillon over. So we'll go here and we'll go to Justin Jefferson under, right? And then we want Dillon over 12.5 rushing attempts, which maybe we like against the Patriots, assuming it's going to be a blowout, but, not sure. So we have 475 more we can bet because we want to be all over this Mahomes prop. And they take it. Boom. Let's go. Let's make some money, guys. So here's another pick. So long story short, as a conclusion to this video, is we have a 5 pick and we have a 3 pick. Okay? So we have, under 2.5 for Mahomes, A.J. Dillon over 12.5 rushing attempts, Justin Jefferson under 6.5 receptions. And then we have these 5, right? Tom Brady under 5 unders. Unders feast. Absolute unders feast. Let's make some money, guys.